I've always been fascinated by the incredible stories of strength and redemption in ancient myths and legends. But what if I told you that one of the most epic tales of superhuman power comes from the pages of history itself? This is the story of Samson, a man blessed with extraordinary strength, but cursed with very human weaknesses. Imagine a time when the Israelites were oppressed by the Philistines for 40 long years. In this dark period, a ray of hope emerged. An angel appeared to a barren woman, promising her a son who would begin to deliver Israel. This child was to be a Nazirite, set apart for God from birth, with specific rules. No alcohol, no cutting of hair, and no contact with dead bodies. As Samson grew, it became clear he was no ordinary boy. The Spirit of God began to stir in him, granting him superhuman strength. Samson's strength was legendary. But what if this strength wasn't just in his muscles, but a divine gift activated by the Spirit of God? One day, a young lion attacked Samson. In a display of raw power, he tore the lion apart with his bare hands as easily as one might tear a young goat. Later, Samson found bees had made honey in the lion's carcass. This led to a riddle he posed to the Philistines. Out of the eater, something to eat. Out of the strong, something sweet. This riddle would spark the conflict between Samson and the Philistines, setting the stage for epic battles to come. When the Philistines couldn't solve Samson's riddle, they pressured his wife to extract the answer. Samson's anger at this betrayal was as fierce as his strength. In a creative act of revenge, he caught 300 foxes, tied their tails together in pairs with a torch between each pair, and set them loose in the Philistines' fields. This sparked a cycle of retaliation. Each side escalated their attacks, with Samson always emerging victorious. But these victories came at a cost. Samson was becoming increasingly isolated, his actions driven more by personal vendetta than his calling to deliver Israel. Despite his strength, Samson had a weakness: Philistine women. This vulnerability led him into dangerous situations. Once, trapped in a Philistine city, Samson uprooted the city gates, posts, bar, and all, and carried them to the top of a hill. But what if this feat wasn't just about escape? In reality, it was a symbolic act of defiance against his oppressors. Samson's most famous feat came when he was bound and handed over to the Philistines. As they approached, the Spirit of God came upon him. He broke free and, using a donkey's jawbone, struck down 1,000 men. Afterwards, parched and exhausted, Samson cried out to God, who miraculously provided water from the ground. Samson's final love affair would prove to be his undoing. Delilah, bribed by the Philistine leaders, set out to discover the secret of his strength. 3 times she asked, and 3 times Samson gave false answers. But what if Samson's resistance wasn't just about protecting himself? Finally, Samson revealed the truth. His strength lay in his uncut hair, the symbol of his Nazirite vow. While he slept, Delilah cut his hair. The Philistines captured him, gouged out his eyes, and imprisoned him. But they didn't realize that as Samson's hair began to grow again, so did the possibility of one final act of strength. In his darkest hour, blind and chained in a Philistine temple, Samson found his way back to his true strength. As thousands gathered to mock him, Samson prayed one last time for strength. With a mighty heave, he pushed against the temple's central pillars. The structure collapsed, killing Samson along with more Philistines than he had slain in his entire life. But what if this act wasn't just revenge? In reality, it was Samson's ultimate fulfillment of his purpose, striking a decisive blow against Israel's oppressors. Samson's story is a powerful reminder that strength alone is not enough. True power comes from understanding our purpose and staying true to our convictions. Despite his flaws, Samson's faith and sacrifice ultimately led to his redemption. His tale continues to inspire and caution us, showing that even in our weakest moments, we can find the strength to fulfill our destiny.